Hey everybody, Drake here, and welcome back to Creativerse. Sorry I've been gone for about a week now. I meant to update every day this week, but I had a lot of work stuff going on, and I had a lot of birthday stuff going on. It was my birthday Sunday, and I had just a full weekend of activities and seeing friends and things, and time just kind of got away from me, and I didn't get any recording done, so I'm sorry about that, but I do have some plans, so many plans for future episodes. Obviously, we've got our wall and our bridge built. I'm actually working on a little tower over there. Haven't really finished it yet, but I'm going to show it off when it gets done. And I found a neat little hill up here. I mean, I didn't find it. It's been sitting here the whole time, but I've kind of gotten a plan together for some stuff that I'm going to do to it, so I think that's going to be good. And today, excuse me, I wanted to have a little bit of fun in the water. We're going to splash around a little bit, and we're going to build a dock. Now, this isn't going to be just any old dock. This isn't going to be just any old fishing dock. No, not any old dock will do. In fact, we're going to build a pretty nice little dock that I've been kind of kicking around some plans for in my head for a while now, and I think when we get done that it's going to look really good. And it's going to show you guys how to, I think, probably make the best out of like minimalistic materials, because we're really just going to use wood and a little stone. Nothing too fancy. I mean, we may use a little bit of our stacked stone and things like that, and actually we're going to use some of the stone block wall and some adobe bricks as well. So I mean, if you've got mud, you can pretty much do what we're going to do. Now, the adobe brick's not even for the dock per se, but it's going to go in and around it. So what I've done is I've come over here and I just did a little scouting, and I found this kind of nice big section of the river here, and it's got this neat little island. And I was like, okay, well that island's pretty cool and all, but what can I really do with it? So what we're going to do is we're going to build a dock, and it's not even really going to be a fishing dock. This is going to be for like cargo transport coming up and down the river and things like that. And what I'm going to do, in addition to building the dock, is I'm going to build sort of a little port here eventually. And it's not all going to go up today by any means. It's going to be sort of one of those work in progress things. I'm going to show you guys how to build some sort of little fishing huts and things like that, just to give you some examples like I like to do. I'm just going to fill this hole in real quick. I'm not going to fill it in. I'm just going to cover it over, because I don't want to keep slipping and falling into it, as I'm certain that I would every few minutes while I'm trying to get some building done. So I just want to get that out of the way. And again, I mean, as always in all things, I'm shooting for net zero dirt and sand in this case as well, because I don't want to carry around a lot of that with me. I am still carrying around quite a bit of dirt because I have been doing a lot of building on the wall and things like that. And it's just kind of hard to get rid of all of it when you're doing that kind of like heavy excavation. But I'm always looking for places that I can build up and build around and sort of get good ideas and inspiration from. So I hope some of that rubs off for you guys as well. But we're actually going to build our dock, guys. We're going to build it right across here. And it's going to be pretty nice, I think. Now, obviously, I mean, there is no cargo transport coming up and down this river. There's not. There's not going to be any ships or anything. There's not even any boats in this like there are in Minecraft. But still, for fantasy purposes and for build purposes and things, I want one. So I'm going to build one. That's going to be, how this goes. And it's going to show you guys that like it's difficult but not impossible to build when you're in the water on here. And there is a Keepa, and I need to go kill him. I'm sorry, I'm just going to take a quick break and go get some arc stone. He has come to the wrong neighborhood, and he doesn't even know it. But anyway, yeah, we had a blast at my birthday. I took all my friends. We went out to the movies and saw Suicide Squad, which was a very good movie. I don't know really what all the negative press has been about for it. Honestly, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Pig. I got you too there. I don't really know why it's gotten so much negative press. I mean, yeah, parts of it were like less than ideal, I guess, but that's going to be almost any movie that you go see. I mean, you're not going to agree with everything that the director and the writers and things do. But I thought overall it was very well done. So, my 2 cents for what it's worth. Anyway, but there were 11 or 12 of us, I think, and we all went out and just, like I said, we had a good time of it. We got to hang out and have all sorts of good times. And then my wife made cake, and so that's always good. And, then we just came back here. I got a couple of really neat gifts from some friends of mine. And, it was, overall, it was a great birthday, so I can't complain at all. And I even had a 4-day weekend off work, so I'm actually pretty happy about that, too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Okay, and we're doing 5 by 12 here. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so the dock, like I said, is going to be, it's going to look fairly plain. We're just going to build it out of this is wood wall, not wood floor, because I hate the way that the wood floor looks. Okay, I really do. It's just so barren. It's so plain. This actually looks like planks, and it's got little nails in it and things. And it's better. It's just better. So that's what we're building with. And I've noticed a lot, as I've been looking through some of the blueprints that Playful has included for people to, to build and things like that with. They tend to use a lot of what they call wall blocks for floor. And there's a reason for that, I guess, that they did it that way on their own builds. It is definitely a weakness. You know what? I'm just gonna go. I've got okay, all right. I'm gonna keep those 3 blocks. So this is a 5 by 12. It took me 60 blocks of wood to get out here. Now, this is not an especially long dock. I don't know, like, if you guys have been to many like port towns and things like that, but a lot of docks. They can be just massive. It depends on like the size of the ships that you're bringing in, and there's just a lot of variables that go into how big a dock will be. So it just sort of depends on the sort of traffic that you're expecting. And obviously, we're not expecting any traffic, but it could happen. So that could be a thing. But here's the thing, guys. So you've got a giant cantilever sticking out from your land point, so it needs some support, and we are going to support it. In this case, you could have anything actually supporting it, but in this case, we're going to have some nice. Why are you building there? Stack on top of each other. We're gonna have some nice just wood logs. Supporting it. So, and we want to make sure, because we're going for accuracy, that they go all the way down to the bottom. Okay? And it takes a second for them to pop in when you're underwater. And you gotta watch that breath in the lower left corner. We already know that I'm bad at that because, we've all seen my Subnautica videos, and if you haven't, go watch them. They're hilarious, because I forget where I am all the time. So, it's pretty humorous. I've been told I cannot get down here. There we go. So it's hard to kind of break that surface tension, I guess, is something that you kind of have to watch out for. You have to really press down into the underwater zone. So that's one reason why they tell you up front, they're like, building underwater bases is pretty hard, guys. You gotta really work for it. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back from those, because we want to leave a little room. We're gonna come back 5, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're gonna put another one, okay? And that'll give us a nice even look to it. We like that. We like to have our docks well supported. We like for them to look like they stand on their own. I have a little bit of indigestion again. I do apologize for that. Just one of those problems that comes with being another year older. I cannot place there. Why not? Okay, there we go. Alright. Get under the dock. This is actually very dangerous. Don't ever do this. Okay, there we go. Just going to drop that in there. Okay, so that's got our supports. Now, the thing is, These supports, if you're building a larger dock, anyway, you want to have some support to your supports. Otherwise, I mean, you could accidents could happen. Your dock could just float away from you, and you don't want that. So, what I suggest, and it's just a suggestion, you can take it or leave it as you like, but I like to use these round rock patterns and just come up the sides of your logs. Okay. And again, it's difficult to get things to sit where you want them when you're building in the water and underwater, and I'm sure some of you who have built big, impressive underwater bases can 100% tell all of us just horror stories about having to do this over and over again. Breaking the surface tension on this water is the worst part of the game. Unequivocally, the worst part of the game. So, anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and fill in around that beam, okay? And I'm going to do it under here as well. Okay. And I'm running out of water, or I'm running out of air, rather. There we go. Took a little damage there, not too bad. And I've almost got that done. So we're just going to pop those two in. And then we're going to call that support finished. Now, ideally, I would have one more row out here, but I don't right now. But I could always, this is going to be a well-supported dock, obviously, so I'm going to be able to extend it out some more if I want to. Who knows? But that's the only one of those I'm going to do right now. It's just, again, kind of to give you guys examples are what these, what these videos are about. So, obviously, I'm going to continue that pattern around all of these and things like that. So, but to continue, actually... Oh, I was going to go out one more. Well, it's okay. It's not that big a deal. Again, it's just an example. I don't have to do it perfectly every single time. So, anyway, the next bit is actually the street leading up to the dock. And obviously, I mean, if you have a dock, and if you've, again, been to any coastal cities or anything, obviously the roads are going to lead right up to them. So, we're going to take away a little of this sand, and don't worry, I will find a spot to put it all back. And I may make it into glass or something. Who knows? Who knows? Sand is infinitely more useful in that regard than dirt is. There are actual recipes that can be used with it, and that is a good thing. So, maybe I'll use it. I probably will. I don't know, I can't remember right now anyway, if there's like a sandstone pattern or something. I know that there's sandstone that can be picked up that's different than just sand, but let's take a look. That's concrete. Let's see, adobe, stucco, no. I feel like there is, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just you can pick up sandstone from beneath sand. I know that you can do that, so that's probably what I'm thinking about. But on Minecraft, you could absolutely make sandstone blocks and things like that. But not the case here, and that's okay. Creativerse is absolutely its own thing. And I know that guy's about to attack me, so, here we go. Just gonna take him out real quick. There we go. He's done. He's gonna take a nap. So anyway, we've got our dock. We've got our dock here. And we want to have our road running right up to it. So the first thing we need to kind of figure out, and I've already figured it out for myself, but I mean, it'll be your world, so do what you will. Don't let me and my tastes dictate what you should do with yours. Again, we're just going to kind of clear off a little beach here, and pick up those shells. I learned that you can't actually, at least not as far as I have been able to, you can build shelves. And you can put various little things on them, and they turn into sort of little knick-knack kind of deals. And I'll show you guys that. I'm going to do a video on, like, just, home decoration and things like that at some point. Just kind of give you, again, just little examples. But you can put various things on the shelves, various blocks and things like that, and they turn into little knickknacks. Well, the shells don't work, which I thought was really disappointing because I like the shells. Who doesn't want to, you go to the beach, you collect some seashells, you want to have them on your knick-knack shelf. But anyway, so let's get back to our road now before I get too far off on a tangent. We're going to use the stone floor bricks, and we're going to use the adobe. Yeah, I have them right there. Okay, so we're just going to pop those up. Inventory is full. Well, we're going to destroy that seashell. Don't judge me. Okay. All right. So, anyway, we're going to use the stone floor here, and we're going to put a sort of a little. We're going to use those last three and put a sort of a little joiner there. So, and then we're going to just come right across there. Okay, and we're going to start our road. Okay, that's not where I meant to put that at all. Okay, here we go. Now, these are just a border. Okay, they're just a border, and ideally, I would have this right up to the water's edge, but I'd also really rather have a cliff face, or more of a straight edge down into the water, have it a little deeper from the jump, but we don't have that here, and we can't have everything that we want anyway, so I mean, otherwise life would be really boring. Go away, bro, I'm trying to shoot a video here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, well, he just decided to take a little slip and slidey there. Okay, he's gone. Okay. So anyway, yeah, you can't have everything just perfect, and I would have had a better, I guess, area for this. But I didn't feel like walking all the way to the ocean, for one thing, so. Anyway, we're just going to have a little bit of a border there, and then we're going to start with our adobe brick on the inside. And it'll give us a nice little contrast, while still being like what an early civilization street would be. It's a nice little contrast. And the thing about the adobe is it looks good, while still looking sort of rough and just sort of like it looks like a brick road. I don't know if any of you guys live in cities that have like a historic district or anything like that, but you'll have main streets and things that will occasionally be made out of brick instead of asphalted over, and that's usually in towns that are older, or that they have a historic district or something like that. I'm not fortunate enough to live in one of those towns. I have been to several, though, and it's always kind of a nice little change. Suddenly you're driving on brick instead of smooth asphalt, and it still gives a nice ride. But it's just so sort of eclectic and nice to have that sort of change from the modern era, I guess. So, what we're going to do is I want to widen this out, and I'm just going to have to knock down some of this sand to do it. I hate to, but I'm thinking what I might do, actually, as I'm sort of working here, I'm thinking at the same time, and that's not always good for me, as you all well know. I'm thinking of having maybe like just a little cliffside, a little hillside port town here. Go away, Hoglet. I don't. Nobody wants any of you. Just go away. I think he came out of that hole right there. Piggy, shooting a video. Stop it. He's having some anxiety. He knows he's on camera. He was not prepared for this today. Either that, or one of you said one of his trigger words. I'm not sure. Something was happening in the pig's life. Anyway, so we're gonna do like a nice little seaside port town here. And I think it's going to be good. A lot of port towns, too, especially in hilly areas, tend to be built on sort of a tier system, like a multi-layer tier system. If you've ever seen... Oh, what's the name of that movie? I'll think of it here in a minute and scream it out, probably. But anyway, there's always, like... there's always towns with, if you have a bay, like San Francisco, for instance. I mean... It's built on a lot of hills and things, and so there's, like, if you're looking at the city, it, you know, the buildings are at different levels. They're at different heights and elevations and everything, and so you can sort of see like um, a gradual decline down to the water. You know, not to say that the buildings themselves decline in, like, you know, attractiveness or anything like that. Not at all. It's just a matter of, like, you know, well, of the gradation of the earth, of the various hills and things that the builders used in their architecture. And that's another thing that I've tried to impress, is like building with the geography that you are near. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm obviously flattening this out and everything, you know, but at the same time, I am going to try and build with it as much as I can, and I'm actually going to do something kind of neat here in the future episode. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do a little bit later. But at the same time, oh, I'm getting, okay, I can still pick up sand. Good. Okay. Anyway, I think this is probably enough for now. I'm going to come out now. This is going to be basically, oops, made a little oopsie there, little happy accident. We're just going to pop that right into place. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we are going to make our Adobe street. We're going to make it 3 thick. Okay. And that's just so that, you know, if we've got some guy, some porter, who's got a, you know, a cart or something that he's bringing through, that he's going to have plenty of room to do that. That's, you know, we want to make ease of use here is what a lot of civilizations were built around. I mean, it's just like, okay, well, we've got goods that we need to get from one side of the city to another, so, I mean, why would we not have our porters have the easiest time possible getting things from point A to point B? So we're gonna have, and I'm gonna change this up a little bit, but I'm again just sort of building and thinking at the same time. Well, I'm out of those, so, and I don't want to use those, so I'm gonna have to make some more of those. Have I got the materials? That's gonna be an issue. Yeah, here we go. Stone floor. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and pop these in. Whoops. Like so. Okay. And that's got our nice little road, just kind of meandering past the docks here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a sort of a staircase. I was actually gesturing with my hands right now, as though you guys could actually see them. I'm embarrassed by it, but not much, you know. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a big staircase kind of winding up the hill over here to one side of the city, and another staircase winding up over here to the other side of the city. And I think like this higher hill is going to be like the richer neighborhood, and then over here we'll have sort of like the, not necessarily a slum, but just like a poorer section of town. You know, it's where the working class live, because, I mean, yeah, they gotta live near where they work, because in our little well, not necessarily pre-industrial village, in our little medieval society, they probably haven't invented things like the internal combustion engine, so nobody's got a car. Nobody is taking the, you know, the bus to work or anything like that. So, you know, they would probably live fairly close to where they work, and that's, you know, that's the way that it was a lot of the time in a lot of medieval villages. You didn't travel far to go to work because you couldn't. I mean, you know, nobody was taking up their whole day going a couple of miles to check in at the office. You know, of course, there were very few office jobs then as well. Nothing like we would consider an office job today by any stretch of the imagination, so... Anyway, just a little historical rambling from your favorite YouTuber. And if I'm not your favorite YouTuber, that's perfectly acceptable. I've got a lot of YouTubers that I like a lot better than my channel. So, anyway, guys, this is our little dock, or at least the start of it. I'm going to go ahead and I will finish wrapping these posts. In you know, a little off-camera work that I'm going to do, and I'm going to start sort of designing. Maybe a little cover for this. I don't know. It's not really... I don't want to cover it. It's not a fishing dock, again, per se. This is a cargo dock for loading and unloading of various things. But I will extend it out a little, and we're gonna make it a little bit pretty And I'm going to start maybe on that staircase, and I'll show you guys my progress of that in our next video. But I do hope that you've enjoyed the content, guys, and if you have, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and I will see all you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.